to a little bit more in his comfort zone. That should be making a difference. Here in the top right, we have him now. From Extreme Supremacy, we have our meching Terran, the ghastly pink Beastyqt.
I feel the name of his clan changes for every time you introduce him, but I guess it's been stable for the last couple of times. On the bottom left side, still in yellow, playing for former Team Slayers, currently teamless, which I don't understand why, because his play is just insane. If any managers is looking at this, pick up this guy. His name is Arthur. He just obliterated Beastyqt's so-called imba build with 2-gate Dragoons, which is basically the most...
Which isn't a crazy build. Like, it's not like Arthur went for mad aggression. It was just, yeah, there's 2-gate Dragoon pressure you can do.
Yeah.
And then you can do some damage, but there comes a point where Terran can just hold it off and you have to pull back.
I think 2 Dragoon pressure is one of those things where if you're a mediocre player, the Terran player is going to feel a bit threatened. He's going to have to send some SCVs to repair, get his tank out, and then it's going to feel fine. But if you're a good player, 2-base Dragoon can mean the difference between losing and winning. Like, you can get so much stuff done, it's insane.
Yeah. Actually, it might be one of those builds, one of those constraining builds, where, as a Terran player in this matchup, when you think of a build to do early game, you're going to have to consider the possibility of some good 2-gate Dragoon pressure, and see if you can survive that. And if you can't, then you're going to have to say, well, I can't do this build, because if he does that, I just die. Yeah,
that's a very good point. So we do have Beastyqt going for the full wall off now. He doesn't usually do this, so he's feeling a little bit pressure here. He doesn't want to give Arthur anything. Oh, he blocks the supply depot. He actually tries to micro too with the probe. It doesn't really work the same way as it did in Eurobow, but now he's actually locked out of the base. But I think he saw what he kind of wanted to see there, and he's actually going to kill the SCV.
Oh.
And he's going to get away? No,
he's not. Marine gets revenge, but that still sucks a lot. And this is one of those moments, Siphius, where if you're playing, you just lost a very quick game.
Yeah.
And this is the first thing that happens in the next one. It can throw you off a bit. It can.
Oh yeah, I see the problem with the team colors now. Interesting. We'll have to see if we can look into that. Alright. So, Beastyqt going for a very quick factory this time. I think he might be trying to go for the same build, actually. I think he's telling himself that, you know, in this situation, I have a high ground advantage.
Yeah.
And this should be easier than it was on the last map. The last map didn't really favor his build, I think.
Yeah, I do think that the Arthur there was a brief moment where Beastyqt could have stabilized, but then Arthur managed to pick up that bunker. And if he hadn't, that would have changed a lot. And I think Beastyqt is identifying that as being the turning point in the game. I don't know if he's right, but we're going to see how that's going to play out.
I love how Beastyqt is always checking for that proxies. There's, like, it doesn't happen that much in regular games, but in tournaments it happens a lot, and he knows it, and he's very well aware of that. And he has nothing to lose doing it.
Proxy himself.
Oh, look at that. Now here comes his proxy star. Well, I was actually checking for proxies too with his other SCVs, so he's doing both. Arthur, on the meantime, is gonna go for a fast Robo. Oh, he might go for a fast Reaver build. And Banshees versus Reavers, I think the Banshees will win that. So even though they can't shoot, like, the Warp Prism, it's still gonna be really hard for Arthur to hold anything. While Beastyqt may have what he needs to hold a Reaver. So we'll have to see.
Also, Beastyqt always has that opportunity to just go, that Warp Prism is really powerful, I'm just gonna build a Viking because I already have the Starport.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Although Vikings take forever killing Warp Prisms, they are gonna chase them away.
Yeah, exactly. The Reavers coming up here for Arthur. Both of these players have thus far delayed their expansions, and that's fine for now. The Starbow isn't exactly like StarCraft 2, where it's like, well, I haven't expanded in the first 5 minutes, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I think Arthur is thinking to himself, Beastyqt is not going to try the same thing again, it failed so hard, so I'm going to, you know, because I'm going to kill, I'm going to go for Reavers, because, you know, that is going to be fine versus anything else, basically, but he's underestimating, and Beastyqt is actually going for that quick Banshees, and Arthur's going to be in a lot of trouble now. If you get behind on your Dragoon count versus Banshees, that just snowballs so hard, and it's so hard to get back from.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to see exactly how that's going to play out. The Pylon is probably going to be the first thing that sees this Banshee come in. Beastyqt
actually wants 2 Banshees before attacking, it seems.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, with 2 Banshees, you can, of course, you can have that sort of that offset more quickly, so that if you catch a Dragoon out of position, you can sway that battle much more quickly, much more aggressively.
Oh, but Arthur is actually bringing home the Dragoons. He's a little bit scared, and he's getting his Observer. He's actually sensing what's going on here. And
but
now...
he's sensing 2 Banshees at once.
Oh, we'll see. And there's actually a couple of Dragoons here already with an Observer. He knows the Banshees are strong. He knows Beastyqt likes them, and he has actually also what he needs to do tremendous amount of damage. Now, Beastyqt, on the other hand, knows that there might be a Reaver incoming. Look at the number of Marines he has to spread out to try and deal with this. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. Arthur's going to have perfect control to defend versus the Banshees and attack with his Reaver at the same time. Very nice shot there, killing some workers. He's going to lose the Zealots, and he's just going to head out of there. He's going to make sure that he doesn't lose too many workers himself. And he's actually in a decent position.
Yeah, we got 2 gates now up for Arthur, meaning he can increase his Dragoon count a lot more quickly. 3 Banshees here for Beastyqt. Is he gonna cloak? Yep, he is. He's gonna get out of there, no problem. But yeah, it's a little bit interesting. I think Arthur already having the 2nd gate under production that early meant that this is not as much of a problem as it could have been.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, Arthur is going to try and get an expansion going. That might be a little bit difficult with these Banshees roaming the map, but Dragoons are everywhere and pretty good positions. He might lose a Dragoon here, but Beastyqt almost loses a Banshee. I don't know if it's even worth it. Oh, here comes the Reaver, though, doing a lot of damage. How many workers? He killed 19 workers!
Holy cow, that's a huge... We have 8 workers for Beastyqt against 26 for Arthur. These Banshees not doing quite as well as the Reaver, I might say. And yeah, Arthur is seeing his opportunity. He knows that Beastyqt is weak. He's going to send those Dragoons across the map, hoping to make some of that magic happen that happened in the last game.
Wow, he's actually flying straight across the... Oh, he got to be careful! Oh, he actually loses the Warp Prism with the Banshee there. That was kind of sloppy. But here comes all the Dragoons. And... Oh, Arthur actually putting up a pylon. He can use that to use his Safeguard ability to heal up the weakened Dragoons. Let's see if he's actually going to throw that down. Because he can't warp in at this moment. He doesn't have warp taken. He wants to warp in Dragoons too, which is impossible.
You need shield for that though. Just do Safeguard.
Yes, you do need shields, but the Safeguard itself heals up the shield quite fast as well. So, but yeah, it helps having a non-damaged pylon a lot.
Yeah, or a pylon at all, in fact.
Yes, that also helps. Now Beastyqt senses that he's on a clock here because he lost so many workers. So he has to do damage now. So he's moving out. Arthur senses I just have to defend. So he's gonna delay the push, but he wants to lose as few Dragoons as possible. There's still... Are there any Banshees left?
Yeah, there's 2. He is repairing them in the main, sending them over now.
There they come.
Arthur has a fantastic composition. He's got the Dragoons on the high ground as well, taking every advantage he can.
Yeah.
And Arthur is just on the money as far as macro is concerned. Right now getting a little bit of supply luck, but he did lose a pylon there. We have the battle. Dragoons against tanks.
He's gonna go for the tanks. He gets 2 tanks and he pulls back. Here comes the Banshees.
The Observer gets picked off with the scan, and now the Banshees get some free shots in.
Ooh, Arthur may lose his natural here, which is not
tanks are getting set up now, and this is actually really cool. Beastyqt has a beachhead. He can start pushing from here.
Yeah. Now, even if Arthur loses his natural, he may still be well away in this game, just because of the number of workers he killed with that Reaver. Because there's no way Beastyqt is going to have enough workers to support a natural himself in a long time. So he basically has to kill this phase. Now he needs to get another Observer. He has another Observer out there. He just keeps it at a safe distance. His Reaver can start to pick away at this bunker. He just needs to be a little bit careful. He's almost losing the Reaver there, but Banshee goes down for Beastyqt. This is a very interesting back and forth micro battle here between these 2 players.
Absolutely, and Arthur, I think Arthur can actually make this work in the long time, but he has to be patient. And he has to be precise.
Oh, here we go. It's gonna move in.
The buffer. Zealots dropping on top of the tanks. The Reaper taking some shots at the tanks as well. A lot of Dragoons are dying, but I think Arthur might actually be able to break through. Banshee damage not quite high enough to do it. The bunkers fall, and Beastyqt is pushed back by Arthur.
He is, and the Nexus stays alive, which is incredibly important. Actually, during that engagement, if Beastyqt had sent like 1 Banshee into the main mineral line, he could have maybe done the same amount of damage back to the workers, but...
Yeah, but that's a risky play. Like,
that's
yeah, I'm using this Banshee I could be using to defend this position to try to do damage. And it's a rough trade.
It is. It's a tough call. But look at the base of Beastyqt. He has nothing. He has absolutely nothing.
I think Beastyqt has been outplayed here. GG is called and takes a hefty 2-0 victory over our fantastic player in the Terran Trunks there.
Who can stop Arthur? This is quite insane. So we have